Have you ever been tempted to pet a service dog? It's a common scenario, isn't it? We see these dogs in public places wearing their vests, and our first instinct is to reach out and show them some affection. But what many of us may not realize is that these are not ordinary dogs. They are service dogs, specially trained to assist people with disabilities, providing them with independence and safety in their daily lives. From guiding people who are visually impaired, to alerting individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing, assisting people with mobility impairments, and even detecting medical conditions like seizures, service dogs play a critical role. But here's the thing, these dogs are at work. They are focused, committed, and their attention is entirely on their handler. While they may look like any other dogs, there's a reason why you should resist the urge to pet them. Service dogs are more than just pets. They are highly trained professionals dedicated to their tasks and their handlers. The training process these dogs go through is rigorous and extensive. Imagine going to school for years, learning new skills and honing them to perfection. That's what these dogs do. Their training begins when they're just puppies and continues for up to 2 years. They learn everything from basic obedience to advanced tasks, specific to the needs of their future handler. These tasks vary widely based on the handler's needs. For instance, a service dog for a visually impaired person is trained to guide their handler around obstacles, while a dog for a person with diabetes might be trained to alert their handler when their blood sugar levels are dangerously high or low. These dogs are also trained to perform tasks that might seem ordinary to us, but are extraordinary for a dog. They can open and close doors, retrieve dropped items, even help their handler undress. It's truly remarkable what these dogs can do. Now, you might be thinking, well, my pet dog can do tricks too. And while that's great, there's a fundamental difference between a pet and a service dog. A pet performs tricks for treats or praise. A service dog performs tasks out of necessity, to assist their handler in day-to-day life. And here's the key point. While a pet dog can relax and play at home, a service dog is always on duty. When you see a service dog in public, they're not there to be petted or played with, they're there to work. They have a job to do, and that job is to ensure the safety and well-being of their handler. So remember, the next time you see a service dog, resist the urge to pet them or distract them in any way. These dogs are working, and their job is to focus on their handler's needs. So, what's the harm in giving a service dog a little pat on the head, you might ask? Well, let's break it down. Firstly, it's essential to understand that service dogs are not your average pet. They're highly trained working animals with a critical job to do. Their primary function is to assist their handler, who may have a disability or a health condition, and they need to stay focused on this task at all times. Imagine you're at work, engrossed in an important task, and someone interrupts you constantly. It's distracting, right? The same applies to service dogs. When you pet a service dog, you're diverting its attention from its handler and the task at hand. This distraction can cause the dog to miss a vital cue or an important alert, which could potentially put the handler in danger. For instance, a service dog trained to detect seizures might miss an early warning sign if they're being petted. Similarly, a guide dog for the visually impaired could be led astray, leading to potential accidents. Moreover, petting a service dog can also confuse it. These dogs are trained to follow specific commands and protocols. They learn to distinguish between work and play, and when strangers pet them, it blurs this line. This confusion can affect their performance and could take a lot of time and effort to correct. Also consider the emotional impact on the dog. Yes, they're trained, but they're still living creatures with feelings. Unwanted petting from strangers can cause stress and anxiety, which can also affect their ability to perform their duties effectively. Finally, remember that the handler's consent matters too. Not everyone is comfortable with strangers touching their dogs, and it's their right to say no. So before you extend your hand to pet a service dog, consider the potential consequences and respect the dog's space. Remember, these dogs are not just pets, they are highly trained working animals. How should you behave around a service dog then? You may wonder, well, it's simple but crucial. First and foremost, remember that a service dog is not a pet. It is a working animal, trained to perform tasks and help its handler, often a person with a disability. So it's essential to treat the dog with the seriousness that its job warrants. Now let's delve into some specific guidelines. If you encounter a service dog and its handler, your instinct might be to approach and pet the dog. But hold on a second. It's important to ask the handler for permission before you interact with the dog. Just as you wouldn't touch someone's wheelchair without asking, you shouldn't touch a service dog without consent. Why is this so important? Well, when a service dog is working, it needs to focus on its tasks. petting, distracting, or otherwise engaging with the dog can disrupt its concentration, which could potentially put the handler in danger. So, what if the handler says no? Respect their decision. They know their dog best and what it can handle at any given moment. It's not a personal slight against you. It's about ensuring the safety and effectiveness of the service dog. If the handler does give you permission, interact with the dog in a calm and respectful manner. Avoid overexcited behavior or baby talk. These can be distracting and counterproductive to the dog's training. What about children, you might ask? Teach them these rules too. It's a valuable lesson in respect and understanding for the differently abled. And remember, never feed a service dog. They are on a strict diet to keep them healthy and fit for their work. Feeding them can disrupt their schedule and potentially their health. Lastly, if you see a service dog without its handler, it could mean the handler needs assistance. Instead of approaching the dog, look for the handler or notify a nearby authority. The key is to respect the handler's space and the dog's work. It's about safety, respect, and understanding that a service dog is so much more than a furry companion. It's a lifeline for its handler, a vital part of their day-to-day life. It all boils down to respect. No matter how adorable, how well-trained, or how friendly a service dog may seem, it's paramount to remember that these animals are not just pets. They are working professionals, offering their skills and companionship to individuals who depend on them for their daily lives. They are not there for our amusement or our desire for interaction. They are there to perform a job, and we must honor that. Respecting a service dog and its handler isn't merely about adhering to social norms or avoiding awkward interactions. It's about understanding the crucial role these animals play in the lives of their handlers. They are not only companions but lifelines, providing essential services that enable their handlers to navigate the world with independence and dignity. Disrupting a service dog's work through petting, feeding, or distracting can have significant consequences. It may lead to the handler's safety being compromised, or it could interrupt the dog's training and focus, rendering them less effective in their duties. It's not just a matter of etiquette, it's a matter of safety and well-being. Imagine if someone constantly interrupted you at your job, making it difficult for you to focus or complete your tasks. It would be frustrating, wouldn't it? That's exactly what happens when we fail to respect the boundaries of service dogs and their handlers. Respect is not a one-sided affair, it's a mutual understanding that everyone has their own space, their own job, and their own life to live. And when we fail to respect that, we disrupt the natural order of things. We create unnecessary stress and potential danger for those who depend on these remarkable dogs. So the next time you see a service dog, remember, they're not just any dog. They're professionals doing their job. Give them the space and respect they deserve. Don't pet them, don't feed them, and don't distract them. Let them do their job, and appreciate them from a distance. Respecting a service dog's space is respecting the handler's independence. We've learned a lot about service dogs today. These remarkable animals are more than just pets. They're a lifeline for their handlers, providing assistance that ranges from guiding the visually impaired to alerting those with medical conditions. Their role is vital and their training is extensive, which makes petting them, no matter how well-intentioned, a potential disruption. We've understood the harm in petting. It's not just about respecting personal space. It's about ensuring the safety and functionality of the service dog. Each stroke, each good boy or good girl can distract them, potentially putting their handler in danger. And finally, we've stressed the importance of respect. Respect for the handler's privacy, respect for the dog's role, and respect for the rules of engagement when it comes to service dogs. Next time you see a service dog, remember their important role and give them the respect they deserve.